That was the year when this tunnel was opened the first time. Everyone had to walk inside except Adolf Hitler. He was allowed to, he allowed himself. His driver was allowed to drive inside, but even his driver had to drive backwards, just in case that he can just go fast out of the tunnel again. He was then just in front of the elevator, then he took the elevator, maximum 5 people. That was the way how he entered into the building. The tunnel is open the whole summer long, like in the past. October, normally, middle or end of October, everything gets closed. Same in the past, because then we have heavy snowfall up here, so it's not possible to drive up here. Nowadays it's just closed. You realize it's freezing inside. In the past they used this place then for the wine cellar. They stored the wine because even in winter it's always approximately 12 degrees. Good place. It's cold in summer, warm in winter. Warm is relative, but that's how they used this place. On the top you saw in the big conference room, you saw the open fireplace hopefully. That's Italian marble. Just to let you know, that was a gift from Mussolini, the Italian leader. And that was really a gift to Hitler's 50th birthday, because the house itself, there's always little stories behind it, was a secret and it was a gift from the NSDAP to his 50th. No, he know all about that. It was not a birthday gift, only the marble. And the rocks, which one are missing nowadays, because of course when Mussolini made this gift, it was perfect conditions, but the first US soldiers who came up here, they needed souvenirs, and they just were digging the little rocks from the Italian marble. That's the reason why it's a little bit damaged. Okay, and if we come down here now, and in the back side today, we can see a huge building down there. It's like a horseshoe. That's the place where Göring had his private area. He was the man of the Air Force, of the German Air Force. That's called the Göring Hill. The removed in here is the benches around. In the past, it was only allowed for 5 people. Nowadays, it's approximately 30 in here. So the rest is originally, it's 124 meters. But I will explain you then when we have the second part of the group in the small room up there to get some more information, and then you have time for good pictures. Here we go. 34 meters, approximately 6,000 feet high, and now you know much better what I was talking about. I mean, that's fine. What I was talking about in the bus, driving up this mountain road. That's the original mountain road, so there's no other road existing. Even the first soldiers had to use the road up here. Then we walked into the tunnel, same thing, original 124 meters into the mountain. We ended up at the elevator. It's the same level, then it's another 124 meters going up here to the Eagle's Nest house. The elevator is run by a modern technique nowadays. In the past it was an old submarine engine. The submarine engine is still here. They still maintain the old engine, so in any case, you never know, the old stuff is made forever, it's still running. So they still can use it if they would need it. Then we came into the House of Representation. So, first room, when we come in from the elevator, that's the old originally dining room with the kitchen, the full equipped kitchen. They never used it. They even never used the kitchen finally. Whenever they had some meetings up here, they ordered the fresh stuff from the area below. That means when we changed the buses, that was the main area. That was the Obersalzberg area. So that was the area where all the people were located. On the documentation then outside you will see a map from the old part. Then you have an idea how huge this area is. So, dining room, never used. Nowadays it's a restaurant, nowadays they can use it. When you walk then down, that means into the main room, the conference room, that was the most important part. Whenever Hitler had visitors, Hitler himself, I have to mention, he did not like this place. He had a problem with narrow rooms. So, first you have to go into the tunnel and you have to use the elevator. It was not his part. And he was afraid of heights. So, being up here, you should not be afraid of heights. So he was up here approximately 14 times what they know. So not really often. His secretary, girlfriend, and wife in the last days, Eva Braun, she was up here quite often. She loved this area. She used it for recreation. She came up here with her family. Her sister, she got married up here. There's a picture then on the documentation which will show a huge table decorated. That was the wedding of her sister, so that was much more used by her. Hitler, he had only one idea, and that was the reason why this house is here, not Hitler and his friends, of course, to make a point of representation. It was a part of the propaganda already. So that means people in this time, from 38 onwards, when they were invited coming up here, so that was quite a big honor. And then they were impressed. He just came up here on days like this, just to show them to sit down and surrounded by the huge mountain range, and then he could explain, we made this within 1 year, and there's nothing we can't do. That was maybe the idea behind. So that's the reason why we have the house. It was not made for staying overnight. There was only one sleeping room. That was for the 2 soldiers. They had to be up here in case of safety. It was one of the most safety places because it was in the middle of the second headquarters in the Second World War, so they had not really something to do. They had a small sleeping room up here, but that was it. And finally, the ladies, when the boys made their bad decisions, then they settled down here. That was it's called Scharitzkehl. Scharitzkehl is just another mountain peak up here. It's also the pine or tea room for the ladies. There's a picture how it looked like in the past. So they were sitting down here. And the sun terrace, the last part of the original house, now it's closed by the window. In the past it was open. But now in case of safety, of course, they closed it. But that was the original sun terrace. You see in the picture where Hitler is relaxing on one of the sandbanks. So those are the original places of the house. If you go outside them, there's also a terrace, but that came later. Now it's used by the mountain community as a restaurant, so they enlarged it a little bit, but the original house ended just at the exit of the sun terrace. Nowadays, if you walk a little bit further then, there's a nice hiking trail uphill, you end up on the Mountain Cross. Mountain Cross is a crystal symbol. It has nothing to do with the Second World War. It's most of the peaks are of the end of the hiking trails. This one is a huge flower, the Edelweiss flower on the top. So that's a nice little walking park. You can walk a little bit further if you want. Just watch your steps. It's not slippery today, but you never know. We are quite high in the mountains. Just take care. If you always go straight ahead, you end up on a little viewing point, dead end. Just an impressive part which you can visit as well. So now you have plenty of time.